So this is Enough is Enough by Ukpabi Asika. Let me say a few words to the embattled and embittered people of the Central Eastern State. Some of you, the Igbo of the Central Eastern States, suffered either directly or indirectly from the acts of some of your brothers, especially in the former northern region. It is true that the tragedy was not wholly unprovoked. It is true that the tragedy occurred because of the dissolution of the established patterns of order and authority, which occasioned and was furthered by the initial coup d'etat. But it is also more true that nothing could excuse or justify the terrible horror of those dark days. Out of this terrible experience, you resolved, and rightly, that your other Nigerian brothers and sisters must show that they are aware that you have been hurt. They must appease you and they must make amends. This resolve and this decision you made very clear, and you demanded of your leaders that they be tough and unyielding in securing these goals, so that you, the Igbo people, could once again resume the normal pattern of your lives in security and with hope. Your other Nigerian brothers were sorry and are sorry, very sorry. They have demonstrated this sorrow in many ways, in public speeches and in the public actions they have taken, and in those actions they have refused to take. I know that you, the Igbo people, had not lost hope, and that you would not have appeared to have lost hope if you were not unfortunately saddled with an ambitious and irresponsible leadership. This is where I am going. We are getting there. So I'm going to read that part again. It says, I know that you, the Igbo people, had not lost hope, and that you would not have appeared to have lost hope if you were not unfortunately saddled with an ambitious and irresponsible leadership. A leadership that saw in your sorrow not the challenge of sacrifice, which you expected, but an opportunity to achieve their personal ambitions. A leadership that saw in your resolve for toughness not the grounds for bargaining, but rather the excuse for the pursuit of their own goals. They preached to you a gospel of hate and lies. They sought to induce in you unnatural fears and unnatural appetites. They tried with cleverness but with viciousness to cut all ties between you and your other Nigerian brothers and sisters. Igbo people of the Central Eastern State fought as hard, as bravely as other Nigerians, even though they fought on the wrong side. And it is because they fought so hard and that other Nigerians had to fight harder that Nigeria survives. It is on this understanding that all Nigerians without exception can move forward in confidence and in equality to resume the work of development. We have before us the difficult, the agonizing work of reconstruction, reconciliation, and restoration of confidence. The work is immense and challenging. The road to success is littered with obstacles. There will be mistakes, there will be errors, but with courage and determination and honesty, we shall overcome these problems. History is on our side. This was delivered in Lagos on 10th November 1967. I wanted to read that before we start reading other things. I'll tell you why I did this. I did this intentionally. It was very long, but I took my time for a reason. You see, when I start reading Ojukwu and Azikiwe, I may start saying things, but it's important to first acknowledge that amongst the Igbos, there were the good ones, like this man, who made statements like this, that we can still go back to, you know. And I'm saying that because, like I always say, so there's a culture, but then you also have shining lights here and there. It's important to acknowledge those before we get into what Ojukwu said, because when we get there, it might get a bit rough because of some of the things that he said. I want to just acknowledge Ukpabi Asika, and one day we'll talk about the things that he actually did to help rebuild the East Central State, and he did well according to history.